glance on networking, it's good we know what Cisco Packet Tracer is. Cisco Packet Tracer is an app that is used to show, the practical application of networking or networking devices. If you want to simulate it, if you want a kind of simulation, Cisco Packet Tracer comes in handy. It's actually used to simulate networking in real life. So whatever it is you're going to have in real life, we're going to have it on our screen here. So the white screen you are seeing basically, is like the area where we are going to display whatever it is we want to display. Now, let me give you a very simple example. Just like what we did yesterday. Let's say we have a laptop, then we have a phone. Now, the laptop and the phone, they are connected. They are interconnected, right? But then they are interconnected with the usage of this router. Now, let's automatically connect the three of them. So we have this to this, then this to this, then this to this. If it can't connect to the port, then we can take it away. I'm just trying to like give you one very simple example of what networking is, or what this Cisco Packet Tracer is actually used for. So let me take this one away. I bring a switch, then I bring a multi-layer switch. So I have this to this, then I have this to this. This yellow is trying to tell you ready. Then let me interconnect to this thing, two laptops. Now, what you can see on the screen basically is a simple connection between two laptops via a switch. Now, this yellow is telling you ready. The thing is getting ready to send packets. Then this is telling you yes, like go. Now, let me just explain this one in simple terms. We want to interconnect this. Yesterday we talked about networking. We want to interconnect these two PCs, these two laptops via this switch. That means it's going to send the information. Let's say this guy is going to distribute packets. The packet is going to be distributed via this means. I don't know if that's just like a very simple explanation of what I'm trying to do, or a simple explanation of what I mean. So now let's assume we want to just play this. Let's just simulate it in real time and see what we have. You can see a distributed packet to these two pieces. Yeah, forget about the wrong sign that you are seeing here. I'm just trying to explain the fact that packets can actually be distributed via this means. This is like a basic explanation of what networking is. Interconnecting two pieces together. That's this PC, laptop 2 and laptop 3, connected via this switch. Now, let's take a bigger example. I'm going to delete everything that I have here. I'll delete this. Okay, let me leave this in case I still need it later. Now, I would have loved to share the picture but still, to make it easier for everyone to understand, I will just be taking it step by step, and as I'm taking it step by step, I'll explain everything to you, what we can actually do in different scenarios. Okay, let's go back to that same example that we used earlier on. So let's bring back our switch. So the essence of this is just to ensure that you understand. Sorry. Okay, so I'll use this one to explain, just to give a basic explanation of what we're talking about. Now, this is a laptop, this is a laptop, this is a switch. Now, if you right click on this, or you click on this, sorry, you can see different things about the laptop. So let me be sure you can see what I'm explaining to you. Oops, you can't see it. Okay, I'm going to make it, let me enable full screen. Yeah. So now, from this interface alone, I know some of you may not have Cisco Packet Tracer, but I'm just trying to let you know that it's important, especially in the field of what? In the field of cybersecurity. It's good to have very good knowledge of networking. Now, from this Cisco Packet Tracer, how did I get here? I clicked on this laptop 2. Upon clicking on it, you can see different things about it. This is the physical, for whatever physical configuration you want to do. You have it here. This now, this configuration has to do with, let's say you are talking about the settings, the interface. This is where you can always set it. You want to give it the default gateway, this is where you are going to set it. You want to change the gateway from static to JCP, this is where you set it. You go into desktop, basically just like your normal computer. What are you going to see in desktop? This, you're going to meet all these things there. So anything you want to run, like normal terminal. Now let's go to terminal and see, just like the way we always have terminal. Okay, let's close this one. Let's go to command prompt. Let's close this one, terminal configuration. Let's go to command prompt and look for our IP config, like what we did yesterday. I'm not sure it's going to bring anything. It's not going to bring anything good. The reason is because of we've not yet set it. Have you seen? So this desktop here, let's close this. This desktop is giving us like different things we can actually see or access on the desktop. So now, how do we set the IP? We can go to config. I don't want us to go through terminal to set all those things. Yeah, I don't want us to go through this thing. That's the terminal to set all those things. So going through here, you can see different things. Anything you want to do with it, you can always do it. Now, if I come here, config, global setting, algorithm setting, going to global setting, I can set my default gateway here, then set my this thing. So coming down here, under interface, I'm going to fast Ethernet 0. Now I can set my IP address. Let me give it 192.168.0.1. Have you seen? 192.168.0.1. Subnet mask 255.2.0. That's the subnet mask. Remember what I said about MAC address? Is the address that is automatically given to your NIC, that network interface card. So upon having this, forget about IPv6. Yeah. If you've read that book that I gave you, there's a difference between IPv4 and IPv6. IPv6 was invented because of IPv4. We've almost exhausted everything that is in IPv4. That's the addresses that we have in IPv4. We've almost exhausted it. And the reason is because devices are proliferating in the internet or in the global space, right? So as I've already written this thing here, if I close it, it's going to automatically save. I'll close. Okay, as I've already written it here, that's automatically saved. If I go to desktop, let's say I now come back to its config, I go to fast Ethernet. Can you see that it's there? So now let's see if truly this thing has reflected. Let's go back to our desktop. Let's go back to our command. Let's clear the screen. So now let's repress that stuff that we pressed before. IP config. You can see that's already reflected. The IPv4 address is what? 192.168.0.1. Have you seen? 192.168.0.1. This is the subnet mask. We didn't assign IPv6 address for it. So that's that about that. Now you can always do any type of configuration you want to do. Going to the switch, it has its own like different kinds of configuration. The physical, this is the physical interface, this is the physical, this is how it looks like, this is the icon used to represent it. Icon used to represent it. Now, going to the configuration, there are different configurations you can go for it. There's something they call, under the settings, you have global settings, you have algorithm settings. Under the routing, you have static, you have RIP. Under the switching, you have VLAN database. There's VLAN is like virtual LAN. So you can always like have the settings. Now for the interfaces, you have fast internet 0/1. All these things, they are like the ports. When I mean ports this time around, it's like the physical, this thing. Just like now you have a computer. That place that you can, let me say chook. Sorry for using the word chook, but that's where you understand it. That place that you can chook like RJ45 cable. So that place exactly is like a port. I'm not talking about the port that we talked about yesterday. I'm just talking about like a physical port. So that's what all these things what they are representing. This is the display name of the switch. You can change the name to anything you want to do. Now, the knowledge of this thing too is also vital in the field of networking. Yeah. So that's just like a summary of what Cisco Packet Tracer is and what it can be used for. All these things are self-explanatory from just the word here. If you click on file, you can always do all these things by yourself. They are like self-explanatory. So there will be like no much need to like draw on that. Yeah. So moving forward now, we're talking about Wireshark.